Good evening. Battleford's rural RCMP are investigating the sudden death of a Red Pheasant First Nation man. The 48-year-old was found unresponsive lying in a ditch yesterday morning. Emergency crews say he died on scene. RCMP say it appears the man left his home in the early hours for an unknown reason and succumbed to the cold. Now an autopsy has been ordered. Foul play is not suspected. The name of the man is not being released. North Battleford emergency crews rescued a 9-year-old boy yesterday afternoon after he had fallen into the North Saskatchewan River. RCMP say they were notified of a young boy walking on the ice near the city. Now crews responded and he was taken to hospital for precautionary reasons before being released. Now people are being warned to stay off the ice as it remains quite thin. Family violence was put into the spotlight last night. Cold Lake residents gathered yesterday to raise awareness on the issue. Meanwhile, a candlelight vigil was also held in St. Paul and Lac La Biche. Fraser Snowden has more from Cold Lake's vigil.
Numb yet in pain as I struggle to stand, then my lip splits from the force of your hand.
Residents listened to a poem highlighting the hard truth about family violence, afterwards taking a moment of silence. In Cold Lake, it was a small but intimate crowd of about 20 people showing their support.
Our community here is amazingly supportive. We are just about to launch our transitional housing program. So we have no complaints about the support of our community. It's been amazing. This is the first year for this.
The Vigil is another event that is part of Family Violence Awareness Month. Outreach Counsellor Chantelle Anderson says students are doing their part for the cause too.
Nelson Heights School made some placemats regarding family violence and about making the peace, and those are actually displayed at Humpty's restaurant, so people can see them all month.
The RCMP and Cold Lake Victim Services are on the front lines for family violence and are also there to show their support and help shine a light on the issue.
I think if you know someone that's in a relationship that, even if they're not disclosing it to you, but you know they come with random bruises, or it can just be even emotional if you know someone in that. I mean, just even getting them to talk about it, getting them to come even here, getting them to go to the police detachment.
The shelter will have a display around Cold Lake throughout the month. A festival of peace for transitional housing will wrap things up at the end of November. If you would like more information, visit dmscc.ca. In Cold Lake, Fraser Snowden, Newcap News.
It's a lifestyle many kids and teens have grown accustomed to, spending hours at a time hunched over their computer, smartphone, or gaming console. Now, a new study shows more Canadian doctors are having to treat younger patients for lower back problems. In this week's Healthy Living, we take a look at the Game Boy back and what we can do to stop this growing trend. Anastasia reports.
Grade 9 student Jeremy Hoskins is what you would call a gamer. He spends a few hours after school on his computer playing games as a way to relax and unwind, but doesn't notice his poor posture.
Usually hunched over, kind of, just like face towards the screen, about like 2 feet away. After a long time, yeah, I will develop some pain, but not to an extreme extent.
When you look at someone from the side, there has to be a forwards curve, a backwards, and a forwards curve in your low back.
Dr. Kevin McCachran says 70% of back problems don't hurt, adding poor posture not only leads to back problems later in life, but it can cause decreased fitness and activity levels.
A prolonged sedentary lifestyle, you just tend to start to hunch, roll your back, shoulders roll forward, and it leads to a situation where later on in life, if you kind of grow up like that, you tend to be like that as an adult.
A problem he normally sees in ages 50 and older. One of the best ways to solve poor posture is for parents to make it a habit to remind their kids to stop slouching, something Jeremy's mom constantly does.
Remind them all the time, hey, shoulders back, feet flat on the floor. It's tough because, I mean, today they don't have the arcades, they don't have the teenage dances on the weekends type of thing, so it takes a lot more effort to get your kid moving.
Dr. McCachran says using an exercise ball or a stool with no backrest can be another option to enforce good posture. Doing physical activities like yoga or Pilates can also help stabilize the core muscles of the spine. And a helpful tip from Jeremy himself?
To take breaks and to sit back and just try and relax a bit more.
Oh, Jeremy, sit up straight, honey, please.
Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.